Good morning, everybody. Saturday, December 28th. How's everybody doing? How is everyone's Christmas holiday season going? We are in the weird week between Christmas and New Year's. And I was told it's called the taint of the holidays, the week between the two celebrations. So happy taint of the holidays to y'all. Who's here? Let's see who the early bird specials are. Scott Sanders, good morning. Matt Delahunt, the usual suspects. Paul Ewing. Presents, yeah, I guess I gift to myself. Duke, this is what we do. Apparently, I'm very late to getting deep into the ambient music or ambient pedal game. I mean, I played around with ambient stuff, but it was never really something that I spent a lot of time with until this week. Dave Belcher, Tony Nunez, Jeff Dixon, BC Rich, Ambient, yes. That's a great name for a that was a really good call on the part of the marketing department. Charlie S., Milo Gilligan, Beyond Infinity, Ryan Hall. Ben Thomas here. Merry Christmas. Doug Alexander. Metal Theater, Sound System 504, Scott Sanders. Ben Coombs is here. Who else is here? Oh, see? 8 Count Audio knows what's up. 48 and cloudy in Chicago. It's cloudy here in Nashville. It's not too bad. 48 for Chicago in December. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Raining in Seattle. What else is new? Gordon's in Missouri. Drew Glebe is here. Steve Perry's here. Mr. Owl is here. David Dial is here. Trevor Norse is here. Happy New Year. That's right. 2025. How about it? Pouring 45 in Jersey. You know, I don't think the weather's too bad anywhere right now. Is it? Yet. We got a first question of the stream. La Pagol. Hot Rod DeVille ML or Blues Jr. Looking for a small amp. Well, I can already tell you that the Michael Landau DeVille is not going to be the small amp that you're looking for. That could maybe use for small gigs and play at home. Probably the Blues Jr. for sure. That Blues Jr. is a great amp. Is my sister here? Hey, Teresa and family are here. What's the weather like in Western Mass? Jersey, Central Maryland, Eugene, Oregon, Jersey Shore, Virginia. Hi, Raul. Icy AF. What is it here? I think it's like 60. It's 60 in Nashville. I think it's supposed to storm later. It's fine. We'll probably get snow in a couple weeks anyways. That's how it always works. Gonna say. Oh, do I have any? Who's here? 94 people. Are there any espresso drinkers in the chat room or home baristas? Because I just ordered a new espresso maker setup. I'm done with Nespressos. It's not good. And the only thing is, it was good. They're fine, you know, Nespresso machines. But once you go to a coffee shop and have like a really good cappuccino or latte, then you know you're missing out. Then it's like, man, I'm spending all this money on these pods and it's barely scratching the itch. So I was just wondering if anyone's like an espresso machine coffee nerd here. Tony Nunez, put your tips for making espresso at home, if you are. Frankie, Fuzzface, or tone bender. So if you guys want to get my attention, I haven't put this. Where is it? I don't know. Is it this one? No. No. Oh my God! I'm just hitting random buttons. If you want my attention, you can always tag me with at symbol RJ Ronquillo, like my sister has done. Some people have done in the past, but I will try to look for your questions as we go. Teresa got my gift finally. The U.S. mail was a little bit delayed this Christmas season, that's for sure. Let's see here. Okay, Frankie, fuzz face or tone bender? That's an interesting question because the fuzz face is based on a tone bender circuit. So saying just tone bender without saying which model, it's kind of broad. So I would just say fuzz face. Or tone bender Mark 1, which I think are kind of different to me. M-Dub, the convenience of an espresso is tough to beat. Oh, by the way, shout out to our friend Doug Doppler for telling me about the radial hotshot foot-controlled mic switch. Because I was having problems last stream about turning off my mic whenever I played guitar. So he recommended this. It's foot switchable. So I can just click it with my feet. It wasn't cheap. Radial products are not cheap, but they're really, I mean, I use them all the time. I've used them for decades. They're indestructible. So thanks, Doug. BC Rich, you can make surprisingly good home espresso with AeroPress. You know, I've tried, and it's the texture that I think I'm missing or something. Like you can buy espresso beans, grind them the way you want them, and put them through an AeroPress. And I even bought that one attachment that's more pressure. I'll try it again. I think I still have that machine. I mean, I'm getting the machine anyways, but yeah, AeroPress if you're on the road, yeah, it's awesome. Ryan Hall is asking about still have some amps for sale. Yes, I haven't put them up yet. I'll probably put them up after the new year. My only thing is shipping amps is so difficult I have to find. I don't have the boxes, so I got to find a box and padding to ship all that stuff. All right, thank you, Thomas Verduga. I got a new espresso grinder coming as well. Ben Tom has a Rancilio Sylvia. So you modded it. I got the what is that? The Profitec Go. I heard so many good things about that for the past year. So I ordered a Profitec Go. And hopefully that should be good enough. David Belcher, don't have the box, Josh is crying. Man, yesterday I threw away so many pedal boxes because I bought some used pedals on the Chase Bliss pedals we're going to play around with today. I bought used. The Mood came with a box. Brand new. I mean, it looked brand new, which I appreciate as a buyer. But then the Therme, which I also bought, did not come with the box, which is fine. But I agree there is something nice about getting a used pedal that comes with a box and all the manuals and whatever, and basically feels new. There's definitely something about it, but man, they just take up too much space. Steve from Boston, what do you say about pedal boxes? Should we have that talk now? Keep or throw away your pedal boxes? Or how about your Apple products? How many of you keep the box to your iPhone or your iPad? Talks amongst yourselves. Steve from Boston bought a wife. Bought a wife. I'm sorry, to your wife. Bought your wife an espresso maker. Those always make good gifts. I think there was a time where bread makers, like in the 90s, were good gifts. I remember we bought our mom a bread maker, and it was cool for about a year, and then we stopped using it. Um, Teresa, my sister, I could have sworn we had some sort of espresso cappuccino maker in the 90s, but I don't know what happened to it. Or maybe you took it to college or something. Steve from Boston, I haven't bought a wife in years. Steve from Boston keeps them for better resale value. Folks, I mean, yeah. Eh, I don't know. It's like sometimes I'll get pedals that have nothing. It's just a box. It doesn't even have like any branding on it or anything special about it. I don't know. Trevor Nurse ordered his first custom Novo Idris. Oh, you're gonna love it. Congratulations, Trevor. I'm not saying that because I own two. Well, I don't have an HSS, so that's the new for 2024. I have boxes. I have probably 4 or 5 bins of just pedal boxes, which is kind of ridiculous. I guess it depends on the amount of pedals that you have. Um, but when I get rid of pedals, when I sell my pedals, I go to one guy and he thankfully buys all my pedals in bulk. And he says he doesn't care if they come with a box or not. So I think if you're selling individual pedals on Reverb or eBay, it's nice to get the original box and everything, but I don't know, man. It's overflowing in the studio at this point. The LPD, I agree, the new LPD boxes are keepers. Those are fancy as hell. Hey Glow from Detroit, welcome. Dizzle Fizzle. Yours, oh, here we go. Dizzle Fizzle, what do I think of going full digital in my guitar setup? What are the pros of carrying around a heavy tube amp, and what are the cons of going? Ooh, well, that could be a whole video or a whole live stream. You know, for me, it really depends on the material. It really depends on the gig. So I have a melodic rock AOR band, Transatlantic Radio. Check them out, Spotify, YouTube. But I was supposed to go to Sweden this summer, and I missed it because I got COVID. But for that type of music, I was actually going to bring just the quad cortex because of the types of tones that I was going to be using on the gig, the variety and the ease of switching. So in that respect, I would have been more comfortable using quad cortex straight into the board or, power amp or whatever, as opposed to going into a real amp with pedals, just because that would have been too many pedals to bring, too much to fly with to Europe. But if I was doing like a rock gig, like a touring rock gig or a touring country gig, going full digital, I don't think I would be totally comfortable with. It's really to me, it's a question of the content, the type of material you're playing, as well as the convenience. So like if I was flying and I was too lazy to pack a pedal board, or I didn't want to risk using the amp backline at whatever venue we were going to, then I might just bring a quad cortex or helix or whatever. But I would prefer, in a perfect world, for me, it's real amps on stage, real pedals. Box closet. I need a box shipping container parked in my driveway. You know, Ryan Hall, I will let you know. You'll be the first to know about my amp sale. BC Rich actually had someone ask me during a pedal sale if it included the cloth bag. Oh yeah, those sometimes I'll throw. That's the first thing I throw away of the box. I'm awful. You know what I do keep though are these are the rubber pads, because when I do demos on my table, I need the rubber pads, and I save them, but sometimes some of them will lose the stickiness, so I have to always constantly get new sticky pads. So I will always, if it comes in the box, I will always take it out. Even if I sell the pedal, you're not getting those rubber pads from me. They're mine. All of them are mine. So, okay, let's hang out and do some ambient stuff. It's not really my thing, but we're going to try it. And so what do I have here? I got the Chase Bliss Mood, which I recently got. I got it hooked up to the Microcosm hologram. And I am in no way or shape or form a master of these pedals. I'm not a master of ambient music. I don't know how these pedals work. I just demo them, y'all. I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I don't talk in my videos, because I feel like I have to explain how the pedals work and all the woods that are involved in a guitar or stuff like that. That's not me. I don't know. So I'm sure there's people in the chat like Buddy Blues that might be more schooled in the ways of Chase Bliss stuff. I don't know. I'm sure there's someone that knows how to use the mood better than I can. But we're gonna try it, you know? All I know is this side is the micro looper, and then this side is your reverbs and delays and the slip effect. And it's kind of random. Yeah, where's Rhett Shaw? Who here owns Chase Bliss pedals? I mean, who owns like the Mood Mark II or any other Chase Bliss pedals or any other cool ambient style pedals? Who knows? Let's try this out. I'm gonna shut off my mic and then give me like 5 minutes to work something up. And then I'll be reading the chat while I create my sonic landscapes. Hey, Jeff Baggerlane! That's it. And that's what they do. What did Buddy Blue say? Someone gave RJ a magic brownie over the holidays and he just went down the reverb and ordered these pedals instantly. Yeah. Every day I'll play around with the mood. Actually, when I first got it, I had no idea how it worked. I still kind of don't know how it works, but it's one of those pedals that you could spend hours playing with, or even like weeks playing with, and still not understand how it works. I kind of get the gist of it, and I'm not going to try to explain it to you, but you can play around with sample rates, which messes with the speed and the actual tone or pitch. I mean, what else can you do with it? There's some other features. Like just this delay is kind of cool. Or I mean reverb. That's apparently a reverb. I had one really cool. Kind of ring modulator stuff. Trying to tune it. Something like that. Baroque blues. That did sound like a didgeridoo. I find new things. The bad thing about this is you can't, at least to my knowledge, you can't really replicate this live because it's all kind of spur of the moment stuff, especially with the looping feature. That the chances of you getting the exact loop that you want perfectly, you know, if you wanted to use it live, it's kind of impossible unless you play around with these dip switches that they have and make it so it's like an exact loop. But I guess the beauty of the mood is that it's kind of random, but you can't replicate it easily. So I don't know if it's just good for recording stuff or full improvisation live. I guess that's what ambient music is all about. Are there any great ambient, like famous ambient guitar players that you would recommend? Like I know what ambient music is, but you know, other than like meditation or yoga music, like what would you suggest as an ambient guitar player that actually gigs? That's the thing. Because I guess anyone can sit and play around with pedals and record it and call it ambient music, but is there anyone that actually plays shows or something? Robert Fripp? Yeah. I mean there's I know friends here in Nashville and in LA that do like ambient music live. Um Me, I could probably only take about 20 minutes of it. Actually, I mean, a lot of my friends from college do some sort of either ambient music or avant garde, like really out there avant garde stuff. And that's a whole nother thing. That's right, friends that me and Ben Tom went to school with. Explosion. Okay, Matthew Johnson. Here we go. I'm gonna highlight this and check this out. Mogwai, I've listened to. Yeah, Godspeed, Black Emperor, Explosions in the Sky. Here we go. Ryan Hall, yes. Emily Hopkins knows how to use these pedals. The Microcosm, when I demoed it, I remember it being fun, but there's so many cool things in this that I don't even know how to explain what it does. BC Rich, man, I'm old. I've heard of none of those bands. I hear you, man. What was I was like reading like nominees for either the Grammys or like MTV Awards or something, and I remember just going down the list and like, nope, have no idea who any of these people are. It might have been the Grammys. Chris Quinn, Manuel Gaching. I know that name. I've heard of him before. Old school 70s guy whose amazing inventions for electric guitar is incredible. Okay. Ryan is asking, do I have an EHX Mel 9? I don't have that pedal. I don't have any of the EH. I had a no, I don't have any of the 9 pedals. I think I had like the organ one for a little bit. I don't. Yes, Robert Fripp's videos with his wife are fun. see here. Harmonia is the other old school group. All right. I'm going to check all these out. Thank you. Buddy Blues, imagine if David Gilmour had this pedal. Man, imagine if Jimmy had this pedal. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm trying to get to... Yeah. It's a nice hobby. I don't know if I could record a whole album doing ambient music, but I'll check out some of the pros. What do you guys think? Because these pedals are wildly popular among certain groups of people. I haven't even begun to dive into this yet. This is the field guide that the Mood comes with. It's a nice little booklet, and you kind of go through it like a workbook where you go page by page, and the way that they have it written and explained is really good for people like me that don't know what, electronic music jargon is all about. And the branding obviously is amazing. But what do you guys think about the whole ambient guitar thing? Musical, not musical, just all about futzing around, not for you. I mean, a lot of demos of the Chase Bliss stuff is with people with synths or other kind of looping things. So not just guitar, but I mean, you can put vocals, you can put drums through it. But I think because it's in the guitar pedal format, it makes it look like it's aimed at guitar players. Buddy Blues, I like ambient guitar for about 15 minutes and then I just turn on a fuzz. I'm right there with you. Although, when you fuzz into the mood, okay, someone name a chord or name a key and I'll play the chord and then I'll loop it in the mood and we'll see what happens. How about in this live stream, you tell me what to do with these pedals and then we'll make music. First want to chime in with a power chord. B for Ben Coombs. That's crazy. That was B. We call that B. Grandpa guitars, that's not music, it's just noise. Of course. That's the comment I wanted to hear from you. When I was in high school, I used to, I went through a big deep dive on Frank Zappa and wrote all my papers on Frank Zappa, and like remembering hearing about he got into Edgard Varese, who's a 20th century kind of avant-garde composer, and I think he did like, and I bought some records too, some Varese records. I can't remember, but his big thing was like he made like some sort of composition with sirens or something. You remember? You ever hear that? Like that was the piece. Was just a bunch of sirens going off, or something like that. I gotta listen back to it, but that was, you know, early 19th century. Actually, I can't remember what year Varese was, but that was what influenced Zappa. And I remember listening to it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the heck? That's crazy. But yeah, I don't, you know, I got into a big Zappa phase maybe 3 times in my life. And, you know, I still listen to it. I don't listen to it as much. I have to be, it's one of those styles, or he's one of those artists that I have to be in a specific mood to listen to. And it's got to be a specific record, because all of his records are, you know, pretty different. Questions? Comments? Shall I continue with the ambient music this Saturday morning? I haven't played this guitar in a while. And I was gonna, actually I had this up on Reverb because I was gonna sell it to help fund other guitars, but I'm keeping it. This is a really good guitar. So this is a Rock and Roll Relics Lightning. They stopped making the exact 335 shape because Gibson didn't like it. So they can't make this anymore like this. So I think I'm just gonna keep it. Baroque Blues, how do I get an Eric Johnson ambient clean tone? Well, there's tons of YouTube videos on him explaining his gear, but really clean amp, some TC electronic stuff, maybe Echoplex. What else does he use? That's it. And his fingers. Yeah, so remember what year was it where Gibson came after like all the companies at once one year? 20 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. I can't remember. But yeah, that was during that time. And luckily, did I have this already? I can't remember if I bought this before or after the whole Gibson thing went down. But I demoed a pink one years ago when they first came out. Billy Rowe from Rock and Roll Relic sent me the pink one that I had to send back, and I remember really really liking it and thinking one day I just want to buy one. Actually, I think it was I got this after that whole Gibson cease and desist thing because 2018 Buddy Blue says. So yeah, I think I probably got this 2018 or 2019 because I remember seeing the new ones, the new designed ones, and not liking it. So I bought this used on Reverb because I'm like, I got to get that old school, the old, the first generation one. McCall Music is here. Arthur Gonzalez, it doesn't have an F hole, it has a lightning hole. Keep it clean, guys. Lightning hole. Chris Quinn, do I still have the Cower-Banshee? Yes. I'm never selling that one either. Because that was a Gibson, that was a custom build that they don't make anymore because of Gibson. Yes, so that was actually apparently the last one he produced before. So this was probably 2016 or 2017 when I got that. And that happened before all the other companies got in trouble. Thank you, Michael Norton. Baroque Blues, I have the Shanks, the Vemiram Shanks ODS1, going through a deco, Strymon deco for some slap. I'll turn off my mic. Francis Pasquale, what combination should I put together to achieve the Def Leppard photograph sound? Ooh. I don't know. You stumped me. It's hard to, like, if you asked me about the Hysteria stuff, I would make suggestions, but photograph sound it's I feel like it's a combination of things, like different guitars and different parts. Like I don't think they were using a Rockman on that album, but yeah, I don't know. It's a combination of production techniques and like post-production that they used on that record, and a regular guitar sound, but I don't think it was anything special. If you want to try to nail the recorded tone, you're basically you're trying to nail what was also done in the studio post, so it's hard to say to pull it off live. Buddy Blues, Gibson sued Heritage. What was it over? I can't remember. Someone was asking something. I just missed it. Hold on. Oh, Richard Cardinale, can I play the Novo the Turquoise Novo, aka the Sonny Crockett. By the way, you should follow me on the Instagrams because I'll post more on that than I do on YouTube on daily. And yesterday I posted in my stories that I had this vinyl. I was going through my vinyl records, and one of the vinyl records that I kept from my high school days was a Spinal Tap picture disc of their second album that they came out with in the 90s called Break Like the Wind. I don't know if you guys remember that. But I was looking at it was a picture disc, meaning, vinyl that has an image somehow planted inside of it. So one side is like the three guys with their shirts off with like muscles and airbrushed. And then the other side is just the logo and the song list and everything. But, I kept that, and it came with the original dust cover, just a clear dust cover. And I was looking at the price tag, and I guess I bought it for $8.99, and it had the date on it too. So I guess March 1992 is when it came out. And so I bought that for $9. I'm like, this is like a nice collector's, because it's a picture disc too, so that's kind of rare. But that was $9 back then. I can't remember the last time I bought a vinyl record a new vinyl record for like less than $30 or something. Turn off my mic. By the way, so when I was putting the original pickups back in, these are Lawlers, right? Lawlers. I soldered the wrong wires on the switch, so that's neck position and then that's bridge position, and I've been too lazy to switch it or twist it around, so that's why it looks weird. So this is bridge position, kind of like Van Halen used to do. Loosen the switch and turn it. Nah, because I like people asking, like, but it sounds like he's on the bridge pickup and it's in the neck position. I think I'll just keep it to piss people off. Was any of the inspiration for that guitar from the guitar on the cover of Joey Teffold? Man, I don't remember that album cover. I gotta look it up. Was that a Shrapnel Records release? Because now he's one of the Shrapnel guys that I don't think I ever listened to, or at least I never bought any of his tapes. I remember buying anytime I would go to like the music store and I would see anything Shrapnel, Racer X or Tony McAlpine or Richie Kotzen or whatever, I would instantly buy it. Infra Blue. Ah, okay, yeah. Good call. No, it wasn't any inspiration, but it's hard to tell. His looks kind of green and purple. I don't know if you guys can see if I can zoom here. Well, you're not going to see this. I guess I'll have to check that record out today too. Mr. Owl, Amplified Nation, or Two Rock, man? That is the question of the year. I own Amplified Nation, so I have experience. I've only played a Two Rock once, and it's hard to tell without really cranking it up and gigging with it. They're both uh, quite different, you know? Even though they both kind of have that same Dumble lineage, here's that word again. They're both different enough to where, you know, you can't really fully compare them, but they're both, I mean, the two rocks that I've played have been amazing, and the build quality is great. But they all do kind of variations on, you know, whether it's a steel string singer, clean type of amp, or a overdrive special type of stuff, or combination. And I think Two Rock has more of a variety of like low wattage stuff. Fuchs, yes, Texas Blues Alley. That was kind of like the original boutique Dumbly thing. I remember, you know, the early days of Gear Page, and all you heard was about Fuchs and Fargan and what's the other one? Like the early boutique amp makers that were making copies of vintage amps. Oh, so that's how you pronounce Fuchs. Fuchs? I don't know. Bluto Tone. Fuchs, Fargan, Bluto Tone. Is that it? I think there was more. Victoria. Matchless and Car. I mean, yeah. Car, I had a slant 6V cowboy tooled covering that I think I only gigged with once. I bought it. I think I bought it new just because it looked very fancy. Furman. That sounds familiar. Germino. Yes, I remember Germino. Caroline. Trying to remember what their logo looked like. Sir William of Bologna the Third. I don't think I've ever played a Z-Rec. I haven't really played Dr. Z amps since the early 2000s. I think I was gonna get a Maz 38 combo way back in the day. I never did. But they reached out to me a couple years ago about doing demo works, but I haven't heard any further correspondence. We'll see. Kitty Hawk, there was what was that one? Splawn. I remember buying a Splawn 100-watt plexi before I bought that one, which is a David Bray modded plexi. But I had the Splawn. I think I told this story where I had the Splawn and I had a PV Wolfgang, and I remember bringing it to like an R&B gig. So stupid, and not being able to get a decent clean tone out of that rig. Like, who would have thought, you know, a PV Wolfgang and a 100-watt Splawn playing, you know, Donna Summer covers, and I couldn't get a good clean tone out of it. I don't know, but once you know, I was asked to take a solo. Oh man, I was ripping faces off with that. Splawn Nitro. What are some of the other models? It could have been. I used to buy stupid stuff back in the day, man. I'm trying to remember like purchases that I made. Like, what was I thinking? That was probably the main one. Well, I guess also and Ben Tom probably remembers when I bought the Ibanez Iceman and bought it as a jazz guitar in college. That actually was a good guitar. It was fun to play, but that was a dumb purchase. At the time, it must have been a Splon Nitro. I mean, I can't remember. A 412 covered in snakeskin Tolex. Yeah, Splon was, they're still around, right? Or are they not? Quick Rod, that's what it was. Lawrence has it. It was the Splon Quick Rod. I think that came out before the Nitro, yes? It was a Quick Rod. I bought it from some retailer in South Florida that only specialized in high gain amps. So actually, I bought that from him, and I think I sold it. I think I might have sold it back or traded it in and ended up getting an Angle from him. The Angle Screamer 50, which was one of my favorite amps, and I gigged so much with that it fell apart, and there was Jägermeister all over the front panel, and beer spilled all over it, and it actually died at some point when I lived in LA. But that was a good, solid amp. Yes, the Quick Rod was very loud. 65 amps, Bent Tom. Yes, now we're moving into the early 2000s. 65 amps was, I had a London and I had a Little Elvis. Aljan Go, kumusta? Maligayang Pasko at Maligayang New Year. However you say it. Hold on, don't tell me how to say it. How do you say Happy New Year in Tagalog? It's oh, I don't even know. Someone help me. Teresa. I'm trying to think of New Year. Metropolis, yes. I remember when I first hear about Metropolis amps. I think it was a NAMM show. Was it Metropolis? It might have been Wizard. I can't remember. Stefan, I haven't tried the Keeley Zonk pedal. Wait, is that the Keeley Zonk? No, I'm thinking of the Rotary. I haven't tried the Rotary. Manigong Bagong Taon. See? Did you know that, Aljango, or did you go to Google Translate? Ben Tom has 2 Metropolis heads. Man, you're holding out. I don't think you ever told me that. Oh, Joseph Brian Garcia got it in first. Stefan, Chris Whitley, yes. He will be always top 10 favorite guitar players, singers, artists. Josh Babbitt, I do have a Rotovibe. I went through a big, I'm buying every single type of Univibe pedal that was out. This was before Sabatius. I bought the Microvibe. I bought the Rotovibe, the Voodoo Labs Microvibe, and then I had the Vibe Machine, Full Tone, Deja Vibe. And they were fine until I got the Funky Vibe from Sabatius. I'm like, this is it. This is all you need. The Microvibe and the Rotovibe were definitely different than a Univibe to me. I think the Microvibe was more Robin Trower sounding or something. I still have it, right? Yeah, still got it. Aljon Go, your band was a Jägermeister and Bud Light band back in the 2000s, sponsored. I remember doing a tour with my LA rock band, the Chelsea Smiles. We did a tour in the UK with an artist named Wednesday 13, who's kind of like a horror punk uh, goth rock artist, I guess. And the other support band was called Glamour of the Kill, British metal band, really great guys. And they were sponsored by Jägermeister, so they had a van that was all covered with the Jägermeister, and they always had like bottles of Jägermeister backstage. Was it Jägermeister? Yeah, it was Jaeger and like Monster. It was like the first time I ever had Monster, and I just remember they were getting it for free, so there was constant Jägermeister backstage. Stefan Joe Gore pedals. I did have the octave. I don't think I have it anymore. Yeah, I think I had that for a little bit. I'm trying to remember the name of the pedal, but it was like a fuzz octave. Aljon Go, back in the day, the beer and liquor bands did get support. Yep. Man, if I could think of a beer or liquor sponsorship that I would have loved to have back in the day. What did I even drink? Probably like Heineken. I don't even know. I'm trying to remember, like in my 20s and early 30s, what did I like to drink? I can't even remember. Amstel Light. Oh my gosh. I think I would always order Amstel Lights. Do they still make those anymore? Is that still a company? Heineken, Amstel Light. I think Corona was always go-tos. Aljon Go, Rolling Rock. That was Bukovac's favorite beer for a while. David Belcher, Stroh's. You know, back in Detroit, they used to have a company called Jobel or Gobel. My friends used to call it Jobel, but it was like Goebel. I think that was like our favorite beer, and that was like a strictly a Detroit thing. I can't remember when they stopped making it, probably early 2000s, but and I'm convinced it was because they probably put sugar in their beer or something. I'm not a beer drinker that much anymore. Ben Tom used to like Pete's Wicked Ale in college. You remember that, Ben Tom? They don't make that anymore. Pete's Wicked Ale, is that still a company? I'm so old that I don't even know what like, is Bennigan's still a restaurant? I can't. I'm so out of the loop, y'all. Pete's, yep, they're still around. Wicked Winter. Mr. Anderson, Killian's, yes. That was a good beer. Yeah, I don't, occasionally I'll have like a beer if I'm at a concert or something. Buddy Blues, let's change our channels to beer reviews. I don't know much. I'm not a beer guy. It's funny, like I went through phases where when I first moved to Nashville, I really got into bourbon. Well, I mean, before that, I was into wine. You know, I would have phases of buying, wine and stuff, going to tastings. I outgrew that, and then when I moved to Nashville, I got into bourbon. I bought like $75 like $100 bottles of bourbon, something stupid. And then nowadays, I'm just like, whatever. Give me a nice glass of Malbec that's not too sweet, and I'm good. Are there 150 people here? We should. I should just have a live stream where I just drink wine and do ambient music, and just talk about wine pairings and the tasting notes, and just play ambient music for you. But as a joke, so maybe we could call it like Moody Mondays, like Monday afternoons, because everyone's drinking wine on a Monday afternoon, right? So like Moody Mondays, and just do ambient music and wine tasting. Mr. Owl, no. Matt McCollum's dad and uncle were Joe. I have to say Jobel because that's how we called it in high school, but Gobel, Jobel. Wow, that was a good one. RJ Winemudio. Write that down. Or I could just talk about coffee and like my espresso drinks. I could learn how to do latte art like live while I'm playing ambient music. That'd be something. That'd be a little bit different. Leather and dried fruit with hints of tobacco and forest citrus. Yeah, that sounds delicious. I remember the first time I was in my 20s, and the first time I got invited to a wine tasting thing at a liquor store, so it wasn't that fancy. And I went with a friend that had gone before, and nobody told me to spit out the wine, so I got hammered at my first wine tasting on just like gross wine. Cause I don't want to be. I'm like, you're around people and you're all spitting in the same freaking bucket. That's gross. No. The wine's free. I'm gonna enjoy it. So I think I went to another wine tasting after that and tried the whole spitting thing, and I was just like, this is stupid. I'm never doing this again. So what are your New Year's Eve or New Year's resolutions? I don't have a slide handy. Do I have a slide? Anything I can use for a slide? No, the Yeti will not work, will it? Watch me drop all my coffee off. That's all you get. Buy more pedals. Chris Quinn, how about I drink Night Train and air his grievances? More guitar gear. I can't remember. Have I ever had Night Train? I must have had Night Train. We all had Night Train and Mad Dog and what's the other one? The I can't remember. The strawberry wine thing. Keep my guitars more clean. Maybe change my guitar strings more often. Or actually no. I'm going to start with dusting my studio and guitars, because I'll pick up guitars that I haven't touched in all year, and just like the level of dust that collects like in the cutaways, oh, it's gross. 2025, growing the channel past 20,000. Buddy Blues, if you guys aren't subscribed to my friend Buddy Blues, you should. And Buddy, I think you should do live streams. Why aren't you doing live streams? I'll help you. Let me be your first guest. No, but seriously, why you should be doing live streams? It's easy. You just drink coffee and talk and answer questions and play licks and play with pedals. You don't know how to live stream? What are you talking about? You have all this good gear. You know how to live stream. If you want my tips and tricks and advice on how to hook everything up, I will school you. That I know. Pedals, guitars, amps, and all the inner workings, I don't know. I just play it. McCollum, stop buying and start finishing projects in my New Year's resolution. Is your New Year's? Yeah, I got so many. How about RJ's gonna put out a record this year? In fact, that's what I should have been doing the past couple of days. If it weren't for this godforsaken Chase Bliss pedal taking up all my time, I was supposed to be finishing writing up my record. How do I record audio and video? I'm a guitar. So if you're asking how people like me and Buddy Blues and Ben Coombs do videos, it really varies. The way I do it is all of my audio, my guitar sound, I have a mic up here. That all runs into my computer via an audio interface. I use a universal audio interface, but you could buy, something simple like a Focusrite or something, easy. So I record all the audio into Logic Pro, which is a recording software. The video I record on my cameras, and then I bring the video and audio into video editing software. I use Final Cut or Logic? Yeah, Final Cut Pro. So I'm an Apple guy. And then I just kind of sync everything together and chop and slice things. But that's it's not the easiest way, but as far as the sound is good, the video is good. That's how I get it. You can get away with just, putting up an iPhone, your smartphone, and pressing record. So don't think that you need. So if I don't know if you're asking because you want to get into making content for YouTube or TikTok or whatever, but don't think that you need a whole bunch of equipment to get started with doing YouTube. You can literally just use your smartphone, iPad, whatever. I mean, look at Tom Bukovac. Just use your phone, record your stuff, even if you don't want to edit. I mean, you can edit stuff on your phone. You can, get apps to do that and everything, but that's really all you need. And if you want to take it one step further, then I always suggest getting a good basic lighting setup from Amazon, something like $100 where you get 2 lights. Because lighting makes iPhone and smartphone videos look really good, Ben Coombs records all video and audio on the iPhone and just uses iMovie to edit. Yeah. Amy, is the video connected by USB? So no, some people will record their video on the card, the SD card that goes into the camera, and then they put that into the computer. So I'm not the camera right now. Obviously, my cameras are hooked up to my computer for the live stream, and I guess I could record via my live stream software, but I don't. So I just record everything separately and then put them all together in the computer. But yeah, the whole live streaming setup is a whole nother thing that I won't get into. But if you're just thinking about recording for videos, that's what I do. But right now, if you're asking, yes, my cameras go HDMI out, and then I have a converter that goes HDMI to USB to get into the computer. It's a video capture device. All right, guys and gals and whoever else is here, I should go. What am I going to do today? Anyone want to play Fortnite today? Drop your Fortnite name in the comments and we'll play. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Be kind. Be safe. What are we doing for New Year's? We're going to be chilling. We might go out for lunch or dinner New Year's Eve, but I made a big spread of dim sum for Christmas, and I still have some leftover ingredients, so I don't know if I should cook some more stuff. There's some good questions coming in. Ami is asking, multiple USB devices. Is there a device to use multiple USB devices at the same time? Yeah, I mean, you can get a something that plugs into one USB outlet, and then you can have like up to, I think I have one that you can plug 10 USB, what do they call it? A dock, a USB dock or whatever. Buddy Blues, that dim sum looks stellar. It was a lot of work. I don't know if the effort was worth, dim sum, dumplings, if you guys don't know, steamed dumplings, fried dumplings, and I made sticky rice. I made fried sesame balls. It was a lot of work, but it was a challenge. I wanted to try to do it because I've never done that stuff before. And, it's not hard, but it's time consuming. You should try it, man. Buddy Blues could, I could see you making some dim sum. Cheers from Cebu, Philippines. That's where the Ronquillos are from. Red-eyed flutist. The Ronquillo family is, my dad's side is from, no, not Cebu. What am I thinking? I was thinking Cavite. Sorry. No, I don't have any Cebuano in my family that I know of. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your New Year's. Play it safe. Have fun. Let me know what you think of the ambient pedals. I'm gonna check out some ambient music later today. Appreciate all the suggestions in the chat. What else? Visachatrushi, how you doing? Adam Rodriguez, happy belated birthday, Trevor. Okay, I'm out of here. CBD gummies.
CBD gummy of the YouTube guitar world.
Joe Coy out. See you. Nope, that's not it.
It's the CBD gummy.